Well, hello everyone. It's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys a twin flame reading forecast for the month of May. We're going to take a look and see what we can expect on our journeys for the month of May. So I do tend to channel for those that are experiencing separations or challenges, so keep that in mind, but obviously just take what resonates for you. We're going to be going into the divine masculine and divine feminine energies today, even though the majority of my viewers are divine feminine, so I'll probably be doing it from that perspective. So all the decks that I'm using here are actually created by myself and will be listed down below, but these decks have all been created for the twin flame journey or divine love connection. So I just felt like using this combination today. And today's Orgonite is called the Fire in My Soul Twin Flame Pyramid, created by Michelle from Wing and Bell. So everything will be listed down below, you guys. Let's go ahead and get started and see what can we expect in the month of May. Let's go ahead and get the energies here, just the overall energies of this connection of what might be happening in the month of May. So this is my Twin Flame Angel Numbers deck. Let's see what we need to know. Oh, these two wanted to pop out, so we will take them. I was just going to grab three, so let me just grab one more before we get started. There we go. We have some fives coming through. So immediately this tells me here that the fives mean challenge, but change through challenge. So some sort of changes are going to be taking place. Also, we have the month of May, which is number 5. So that could be significant as well. It could be the timing for such changes. Now, in this Twin Flame Angel Number deck, these particular colors mean specific things. We have the sacral chakra. For this deck here, this to me is the crown chakra. This is the throat chakra. So to me, there's like this higher self energy here, you know, trusting the higher self. But it's like that crown energy. We're getting some sort of information from the divine, and it has something to do with communication, maybe from our twin flame on a very intimate level. There could be some sort of sensations that you get in May where you know that it's coming from your twin flame, especially if you guys are not actually in 3D communication. You're getting some sort of intuitive hits, telepathy, physical vibrations or sensations within your body. There's some kind of communication that's taking place on a higher realm level. A lot of 5D energy here. Another number 5D. But we have numbers 945, 511, and 533. So, I mean, that could be something significant here for you guys. But step into your senses as a way of communicating with your twin flame on an intimate level. I feel like there's going to be some passion. There's going to be some sort of flames. There's going to be some kind of an exchange of energy. You could wake up in a sweat. You can wake up after having a very fiery, passionate dream about your twin flame. And I'm getting here that is a form of you guys communicating through your senses. So definitely pay attention to what's coming through for you. We also have your twin flame is now beginning to connect the dots back to you. So there is this higher self, this higher understanding for the month of May, where people are going to really be thinking, bigger. They're going to be thinking about, there's something to this connection. There's something specific here. There's something that keeps leading me back to you. So there's this draw, this frequency that's constantly leading you guys back to one another. And now we have a change in scenery may help to clear the mind. A short trip or vacation may be helpful. So if you guys are taking a little bit of a break from your twin flame, this could actually do your connection good, because what it's doing is it's creating this opportunity for you guys to go into your senses, to go into your feelings. What are the 5 senses, right? 5, a lot of 5 energy here. What are the 5 senses? We've got the taste, we've got the touch, we've got the smell, we've got the sight, and I forget the other one. I don't know why I'm having a hard time remembering it. But we have the opportunity to really lean into our senses and experience life through all of those senses. And so what we're doing when we're doing that is we're getting in touch with ourselves. And when we have that time on our own to spend time with ourselves, then we're going to be better for other people. So if there is some sort of a break or even a physical separation, really welcome this, because this is actually creating very positive changes. So if you are going through that challenging time, allow these changes to occur, because it's actually helping your connection in the long run. That's what I'm seeing here. So try not to be afraid of a physical separation, because your energies will still be communicating effortlessly, really, during either the month of May, or just you guys are still communicating through your senses, basically, throughout any kind of challenges or separations that you guys might be encountering or experiencing. We also have the number 11 and 33. These are master numbers. So if you guys are seeing maybe a combination of 5s, 11s, or 3s, that could be your angel's way of communicating to you about this connection. So pay attention to angel numbers. And of course, just all of the number combinations that you see here today, you could see those when you're seeing them. I kind of find that if you Google it, because not every single time you Google an angel number are you going to get the same exact information, right? So sometimes I kind of like to play a little bit of a game with myself, as I'll look up the number and I'll look at just like a different website, and it's like, oh, that's an interesting message. That must be my message today. So you guys could do that as well. But if you start seeing certain numbers, really pay attention to what you're feeling in that moment, because there's a message for you about yourself, this connection, everything. So this right here is just kind of like our overall energy for the connection for the month of May. Lots of positive changes. If we're feeling challenged by separation or no communication, don't fret. Definitely welcome all of these other forms of communication, because it is serving a higher purpose. And a change in scenery, it's saying, maybe it's time for you to take a little bit of a break from your daily schedule, your daily life, maybe take a short trip or a vacation or something. It could be helpful for you to clear the mind, especially if you're feeling somewhat stressed. So, all right, let's go into some specific masculine energies, okay? So what are the energies here of the masculine on the twin flame journey? What is the mental space of this masculine on the twin flame journey? Let's look at this. What is the mental space of the divine masculine on the twin flame journey? This right here is called my Twin Flame Journey Oracle. My very first deck that I ever created. I was guided to create it, and it's just so amazing. So amazing to create this. Okay. Masculine energy. Mental energy. All right, we have compromise. So the masculine on the twin flame journey in May looks like he is going to be either compromising with, could be the feminine, could be something within himself. But compromise is one of those words where it's like we're either compromising ourselves in a positive way, or we're compromising with someone, which would be a positive, or we're compromising ourselves, which would be a negative. So let's go ahead and go into my twin flame journey tarot and see what this compromise is all about. We have the 7 of Cups. Okay, what's interesting is that I feel like the masculine's kind of fantasies are compromising him on his journey. So I feel like this is a negative. It could also be that what the masculine really wants, what he envisions for himself, it's like he's compromising too much, like he's not able to get to that dream. He's not able to live his life the way he wants to, because he feels like he has to compromise too much. So there is definitely some sort of a struggle, I feel, for this masculine at this time. He may dream of a certain life, but doesn't know how to get to it, doesn't know how to choose himself in the situation. Especially if there are other people involved, meaning like if they have certain responsibilities, they may feel like they can't choose the life that they want because they have to take care of those responsibilities, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. If you have responsibilities, you need to take care of those responsibilities. But to what cost is this masculine putting his own needs and his own happiness in life on hold? So I feel like there's a little bit of this reality check that's coming to the masculine, which is you either keep living your life for other people, or you need to at some point start living your life for yourself. So there could be some sort of guilt that he is releasing and needing to change in the month of May. Now this could also be that he's not being realistic. There's just too many things that maybe he has his head in the clouds. He might have unrealistic expectations, and that's something that's compromising his happiness. He keeps chasing a dream, but it really never falls into place. It really never sustains him. So that could be an internal conflict and challenge that's going on in the masculine's mind. So let's see what's going on in his heart. What's the energy of the heart? Ooh, we have shadow work. So the month of May, so May for the shadow work, full moon energy, full moon in Scorpio. You want to talk about the shadow, death and rebirth, that's Scorpio. So on May 5th, I feel like there could be some kind of, internal conflict or just like change that needs to be made in his heart space. And it's going to really require him to face his shadow or face some sort of fear here. Maybe kind of come back down to reality and face something, because he could be burying his head in the sand and not wanting to deal with something. So I feel like something's going to come to a head. Oh yeah, damn, we got a tower moment here. Whew. That's Mars energy, which is Scorpio and Aries. So I just feel like the divine is actually coming in and changing things up and really allowing this masculine to kind of fall in line with what is meant for him. I feel like there's something that's compromising his happiness. And it's either his own way of going about things, or he is allowing something outside of himself to make him feel guilty, like he can't live the life he wants to live. And that guilt or shame or whatever this is, or fear, needs to be cleared. So a tower is going to come through, and that tower is going to basically push him to have to make a decision. So his heart is going to go through a transformation in May, is what I'm seeing here. And it might not be super comfortable. But I feel like the masculine has had a lot of time now, and maybe he's been putting something off with Seven of Cups. He's been living a little bit of a dream world. He hasn't really been choosing. Maybe he should have made a choice. He's been procrastinating, which can be Seven of Cups as well. It's been very tempting to just kind of maybe play both sides or to have two things at once. But something is going to come crashing down in the masculine's world, and it is going to affect his heart. Like he's going to have to feel uncomfortable. That's what I'm getting here. He doesn't want to feel uncomfortable or to have to suffer in some way. So he's trying to put it off, but it's like it's just creating more and more of just this. It's just creating more and more of the stuck energy, and spirit saying enough is enough. Yes, the masculine has free will, but something is going to be happening here that's going to make the masculine, it's going to push him to have to deal with something. So that is what I'm seeing here. But on the bottom of the deck, I do have the Temperance card, which is positive, because this just means it gives us an opportunity to heal something and restore something within ourselves. So it's time, is what Spirit is saying, for this masculine to let something go, to deal with something once and for all, or to let go of his fears in his heart, because he's had some time and maybe he hasn't been utilizing his time wisely. So that's what we're getting here for masculine. All right, let's take a look and see what's going on for the feminine. Let's reset the deck for feminine. Feminine's energy. What's going on for the feminine? What is she thinking here? What is she focused on for the month of May? What's coming up in her mind? Ooh, we have lessons. That's great. So some sort of a lesson. Could it be a tough lesson? Could it be an easy lesson? Has she learned her lesson in something? Well, let's look. Ooh, we have the Devil's energy. Devil's kind of shadowy, you guys. Capricorn, Saturn, which is lessons and burdens, karmic cycles. I feel like maybe the feminine realizes that there's certain things that she's been holding on to, because that's what the devil is all about. It's like that feeling that we need something. It's that urgency. I'm going to die if I don't have this. So we stay attached to it. We squeeze the life out of it. We feel like we can't live without something. So that's why it says obsession. But I feel like the lesson for the feminine is to realize that anything that you try to chase, anything that you try to hold on to too tightly, it's going to run. It's absolutely going to run. So the feminine's had to learn a thing or two on her journey, that she needs to allow the space and the time and freedom for people to choose what they want to choose and to learn their own way. And that might be hard sometimes for us, because we want, sometimes we're looking at things through our lens, so it is hard to see things through other people's lens. And we don't always know where other people are coming from, so we just make assumptions. And I feel like that's probably created a lot of havoc and a lot of maybe even insecurity for the feminine. So she's maybe facing her own shadows as well, like the masculine is, and kind of seeing where maybe she could be doing things a little bit differently or better, and applying more wisdom instead of allowing the ego to run the show. She's like allowing the higher self to run the show rather than that ego. So that devil energy is very toxic. It's very dependent. It's very, addictive and obsessing and really focusing also on the physical. So if there is a physical separation or there's a lot of passion, okay, we did get this energy here, sacral chakra. That's our intimacy. That's our connection. It's very intimate. But there could be something about, shifting from a need and desire to be with this masculine in the physical world, especially if there's challenges right now, and kind of focusing less on that and focusing more on what she can learn and how she can ascend and grow on her journey, maybe even without this masculine right now. So that might have been a very hard lesson for her to learn, but now she's starting to apply that. So there's an opportunity for her to make that change. I really like that. All right, let's see what's going on in the heart energy here for feminine. Heart space. Okay, so we have the soulmate energy. This could mean a couple of things. Let's get a tarot card and see what this says. Interesting. So 1 + 5 is 6, and 6. So we have 5. So there's 5 is a change through challenge. I'm not going to say this is for everyone, and some people might get triggered. And there's no wrong or right way or even rules on any kind of a journey. It's individual. We all have free will. I feel like some of you guys might be pulling away from this particular masculine because A, he's either not available, B, he is basically showing you that he's just not ready for this connection, or C, whatever that is. Maybe some of you guys are wanting to open yourselves up to another connection. And, maybe you feel a lot of weird feelings about that. Maybe you feel like if you do that, you're going to lose your masculine. And what I want to say, you guys, is that whatever is meant to be is meant to be. So really, really try not to stay attached to someone, especially if it's not going anywhere, especially if, you're feeling like toxic or dragged down. Right? And not allow yourself to basically open your heart and to experience love maybe in a different way or in a different form. Soulmates don't just have to be romantic, though. They can be friends, family members, business partners, people that you connect with. You're opening yourself up to other souls, though, is what I'm seeing here. And the 6 of Swords just means, look at that lavender field. It's very healing and tranquil. It feels very light. So I do feel like you guys are basically moving into a direction of maybe spending time with other people. Doesn't have to be romantic for everybody. But you are finding here that maybe obsessing on this masculine, if that's a problem, or waiting for something to change, but then you feel aggravated because it doesn't. Maybe you're finding that, you know what? I need to move forward with my life. I need to spend time with some other people. It doesn't mean I got to fall in love or have another relationship, but I just want to be with other people. I want to be a part of a community, perhaps. I want to make a difference in the world. And, maybe that for some of you guys includes opening yourself up to other souls, your soul family, your soul tribe. I just feel like it's very healing for the feminine to open herself up, open up her heart to other people besides just this masculine. And again, let me reiterate, it does not have to be romantic for everybody. But even if it is, feminines, I feel like there might be something that you're working through. You're working through that shadow of, oh my gosh, I feel fear. I feel fear that if I do this, I'm going to lose the masculine. There's nothing that you can say or do to lose this masculine. There's nothing that he could say or do to lose you permanently. You guys always have this tie to one another. It's just timing and lessons and being on the same page. So if you're not on the same page right now, do not allow fear to stand in your way, of doing the things that you feel like you want or need to do right now. So I think that's really beautiful. Very healing. So let's take a look and see what are the shadows, because I kind of feel like some shadows came up not only for the feminine with the devil, but we did see the shadow work energy for the masculine in the heart space. So what's going on? Let's take a look at those shadows here. What are the shadow parts of masculine here? So we're going to go into my twin flame journey shadows. We have secondary. Interesting. I kind of picked this up earlier. The masculine is putting his happiness on hold for something. I don't know what it is. It might be his fear, though. It might be his fear. It's kind of like he is not making his heart his priority. He's not making this connection with the feminine his priority. Or it could be that he is in a karmic situation and he is continuing to put that first instead of choosing what his heart truly desires. Now, there could be some karma that he's still got to wrap up. It's a soul contract he's still tied in. So again, there's no right or wrong way to do it, but it seems like there is some sort of secondary energy here, like something has to come second, whether it's his happiness or his connection with his feminine. All right, this right here is called the Divine Masculine Haunted deck. Let's see what's going on here. In my feelings, I'm feeling all my effing feelings. This is from Lana Del Rey. Okay, so it's not that the masculine doesn't feel anything feminine, especially if you feel like maybe he's putting you second or he's putting himself first, because in some way putting yourself first actually is healthy. But I feel like he's putting something else first, and it's not you or him, it's something else. And what it's doing essentially, though, is it is putting him in his feelings because he's feeling frustrated. You can see in that picture, maybe this is you, feminine, and you have your back to him. So it's like you guys aren't facing each other. And that does put him in his feelings. It puts him in his shadow. It puts him in this like uncomfortable feeling of maybe not being with you or not being able to talk to you because he's choosing something else or choosing to stay fearful. So there's a consequence to these actions is what I'm getting here. And we have the non-action action. So the Seven of Cups that came up earlier can be a procrastination card, which is, okay, my head's in the clouds. I'm just going to kind of not focus on this right now. I'm not going to make a decision. I'm just going to kind of stay light, stay up in the air, keep my options open. That's a non-action. Procrastination is no action. So he might be feeling safe or not doing anything, but it's not making him happy. That I know. We have Ghost. It was easier until it got a little deeper. Ghost. Some of you guys, this masculine could have ghosted you. It's not going to be for everybody. But this energy here, it's like a ghost. It's a haunting. So there was something that was easier before, and it's harder now. Why? Now, for some of you guys, it could be because maybe somebody found something out. Or maybe because you guys started exchanging, really deep feelings. Maybe the masculine opened himself up and was very vulnerable, but then that scared him, and so he pulled back. Let's just say. But it could be separation. Separation is hard. Separation maybe felt easy at first because it was easier to just run away and not deal with the feelings. But guess what? You can't run away from your feelings. So the masculine's feelings are actually haunting him, feminine. So even if you don't feel like anything is happening right now and he's not feeling anything, he's feeling something. And it keeps daunting on him. And it keeps getting heavier and heavier. And we did get the Tower energy with his shadow work, which just meant like he's going to start feeling something so deep to where something's going to crumble. Something's going to have to give. Something's going to have to change here. And it might be through his own hand, yes, or it's coming from the universe, which is saying, okay, if you're not going to do anything, this is what's going to happen. You're either going to get with the program or you're going to continue to fight it. What are you going to do? So there's something that's not going away. The shadow keeps haunting this masculine. This feeling keeps haunting him until he actually puts himself first and takes care of something. Okay? Steps into his power and takes care of something. That's how spirit is working with the masculine right now when it comes to his shadow. So how are things going for the feminine in the shadow? We have emptiness. So there could be that feeling here of emptiness, feeling maybe really sad, feeling very lonely, feeling just really lost, perhaps without the masculine, if there is a separation, or just feeling like she wants more. She feels like there's something more that they could both have together, but is feeling empty. It might even be that realization that this connection is running on empty, because until something changes and until someone really makes a commitment to it, feels like it is running on empty. So this right here is the Divine Feminine Ghosted deck. And it's interesting because we just got the Ghost. Oh, Different Stars. This is a beautiful song here. I think it's called Trespassers William, I think, is the band. Do you think of me wherever you are? So there could be separation here. There could be, that song is really all about, it's been a while since we've seen each other. So the feminine might feel kind of melancholy and feel the loss because maybe her and her masculine are just kind of under different stars, which we're not really, because the universe is so big, it's like shining on us all at the same time. But, we just feel separated. We feel like maybe we're just too different right now. We're stars, like star-crossed lovers, like we belong together, but we're so different. So there's a little bit of that feeling of the feminine starting to feel like, maybe this just is something that's not going to work right now. And maybe you're right. And maybe that's okay. Maybe there needs to be some sort of change, some sort of shift before you guys can get on the same page. So not always is separation or challenge a bad thing in twin flame connections. It gives us an opportunity to heal and to ascend and grow. We have insecure. There could be some things that make the feminine feel insecure. So the shadow comes up, especially if masculine is not communicating or in her life or making an effort towards her or putting her first, maybe. If he's not, this makes her feel insecure. She takes it personally. So of course these shadows are here. This is a normal human response to feel like if someone isn't showing up or somebody doesn't want the same things as us or isn't giving us that same effort back, we start to take that personally. So I just feel like this is normal that the feminine is feeling this way. But I really liked what's going on for her journey for May, because this really told me that she's going to start focusing on some other things. And I think that's really good for her. Instead of obsessing over this pain, she's going to instead replace it with other things, not people perhaps, but just doing other things that bring her happiness and joy. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, babe, I'm going to leave you. I got to go away from this place. Interesting. So to me, this is kind of adding up here because we do have this soulmate tranquility, right? So rather than staying hung up and obsessed over this connection, maybe she realizes that this hasn't worked for her before in the past. So what she's going to do, she's going to do something a little bit different. She's going to move forward. She's not going to have so much fear, and she's going to connect with maybe herself or other souls, right? And then we have this energy here, which was very much about a change in scenery might be a good idea. So I got to get away from this place. If some of you guys are in a situation where you have to see your masculine every day, such as you work together, I'm not trying to say you got to quit your job or anything like that, but it might be time to consider maybe something that will shift up the energy. Maybe if you guys are casually talking through text and it just feels so empty to you, maybe it's time to not do that anymore. Maybe it's time to take a break from communication altogether. Maybe it's time to kind of let your senses do the talking. Let your higher selves be in communication instead of actual 3D human communication. Maybe that's just not really, it's not really working. It's in a way almost making matters worse because we're having a hard time dealing with that. So we have to honor our feelings, you guys. And if something is making you feel empty and insecure and worse, you got to kind of look at the source and go, wow, maybe that's just not good for me right now. Maybe I just need to be honest and say, hey, you know what? I'd appreciate it if maybe you just gave me some time. Like people that love you and care about you, they will do that for you. So, but if you need a little bit of a break, feminine, you might need to kind of leave this energy alone for a bit or take a break from it. And that's okay. So that's what we have for the shadow. So really pay attention to that. All right. So now, by the way, this was from Led Zeppelin. Babe, I'm going to leave you. Why don't we look at how the masculine is feeling about the feminine specifically for the month of May? So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to go into my Divine Masculine Tarot and Ascension journey and see how the masculine is feeling towards this feminine. When he thinks about her and this connection right now, what does this energy look like? Ooh, my soul is on fire. So what's interesting here is that this particular organ, I said in the very beginning of the reading, fire in my soul. So the thing is, this masculine, especially in the very beginning of this connection, felt like his soul was on fire. He was drawn to this flame, like a moth to the flame. He was drawn to it. The chemistry, the passion, everything was definitely there. And it doesn't mean it's gone away. It just means that maybe things have shifted. But in the beginning, His soul's on fire for his feminine, always will be, always was, but definitely the soul's on fire for the feminine, will always have a flame lit. But we have Five of Pentacles, which means shutting you out. So at some point, I feel like the flames got very intense for this masculine. And so it might be that he ghosted feminine, he shut her out, he closed the door on this connection, he closed the door on the communication. So how he's feeling towards the feminine now, maybe he feels like he just needs to kind of simmer the flames. He needs to simmer some of this intensity. He needs to maybe tend to something else in his life or whatever. Maybe he just feels connecting with her at this time might just be too intense and distracting. Or it might just be, it creates and stirs a lot of fear up for him. But we do have, though, this Eight of Wands energy. And so this is why I said earlier, you guys, there's obviously a lot of passion here in this connection. And we can see it clearly with this sacral chakra energy, okay? There's a lot of intimacy. There's a lot of passion here between the two of you. And maybe you guys are experiencing this on an energetic level when you're not even together. I feel like this is the masculine's desire for the feminine. But sometimes that can transpire into the physical world. Somebody just feeling something in a moment and the knee-jerk reaction, call, text. But the thing is that if there's all these other issues, somebody's not available because of a third-party situation, or somebody still doesn't want commitment, it's very selfish for somebody to reach out and create mixed signals once again. So I feel like with the Eight of Wands, it is communication. This masculine, whether he is communicating with the feminine or not, he at least wants to. I can see this in his energy. He feels like he wants to come towards her. He feels this passion for her still. But we have this Five of Pentacles, which just tells us that maybe he still feels lost and feels like he needs to to find himself, which is why he is shutting her out at this time. But he still desires her, and that's what's coming up in the energy. But this might be why your masculine is blowing hot and cold for some of you guys. And that isn't fair. It really isn't. But sometimes that's just what people do. Yeah, I lose myself when I'm with you, Queen of Cups. So the Queen of Cups, first of all, is Cancer's energy. It means you feel like home to me. I feel comfortable with you. I want to get lost in you. I lose myself when I'm with you. I feel like some of these masculines are deliberately keeping distance from their feminines because they know that this energy and this connection between the two of you is so intense that they almost are like sheltering themselves from it, or sheltering you from them. But I do feel like there are some masculines, because this is a really big collective, you guys, that they want to just get lost with you in the moment, but they know they're actually not available. They know that they're not ready, or they still want to kind of keep their options open, and that's not fair to you. So some of these masculines are battling that shadow and ego by not doing that. And some of them are doing this, and some of them are feeling these things, but deliberately holding back, even though they feel them. Because just because you feel something doesn't mean you need to act on it. We need to ask ourselves, why would I act on that if I'm A, not available, B, still not ready to give myself to this commitment and this connection? Why would you do it? So some masculines I still feel are struggling in this area. Some of them are doing it, being selfish, learning. Some of them are holding back. That's what I'm seeing here. So that's how this masculine is feeling towards this feminine right now. So let's see how the feminine is feeling towards masculine. This is my Divine Feminine Healing deck. Of course, sensuality. So this is beautiful. I do not deprive myself of enjoyment in this life. Feminine, I feel like you are open to experiencing sensuality with this masculine. I mean, I keep referring back to this sacral chakra energy, but it's very, very profound in your connection. I don't feel like you deprive yourself from connecting with this masculine in this way. Some of you, yes, it could be physical. It could be very hard for you to say no. It could be hard for you to say no, especially if this masculine comes towards you in a physical way. It could. And because you don't want to deprive yourself of enjoying the connection, even if it might not be ready or right or whatever the situation might be, you don't want to deprive yourself. But I feel like some of you guys, just like the masculine, are fighting this. You don't want to deprive yourself, but you also don't want to continue to enable a behavior that doesn't serve. That might be one of the reasons why the main focuses for the month is that instead of maybe physically being with someone that is not ready right now, we step into our senses instead. We connect with them energetically, not physically. That could be a message there. So some of you feminines, I feel, are struggling with this just like the masculine. The connection's very strong. You want to be together, but there's still something that seems to be in the way. I love this body talk. I'm a goddess. So feminine, I mean, first of all, the way that this masculine probably makes you feel, you feel on fire when you're with him. So, I mean, of course, that can feel like an addiction, an obsession. This is the devil's energy. So remember how we were looking and we were taking a look and we were seeing where you're at on your journey for the month of May. That could be some of the stuff that you're fighting. Your bodies are just like, your bodies want to talk, your bodies want to collide, your bodies want to come together because it feels so divine. But at the same time, what is it saying to our masculine if this is the story? If he's in a third party situation or if he's not ready yet? What is that saying? So we have to find a way to be more disciplined and not to give in to every craving that we have. Sometimes that's just going to enable things to never change. So I do feel like there is a message here in this collective that some of the feminines are gonna have to say no to this masculine or no to this desire to want to come together and be together if the timing is still not right, or if you're still getting the same excuses or the song and dance that he's not ready, or he's still going through this, or he's still going through that. I'm getting feminines that you're not really doing your masculines or even yourselves any favors if we continue to just let our bodies do the talking and let our senses, basically just get carried away in our senses. If you need to do that on your own, I'm getting here, you're safe in that energy. But if people are still not ready and it's still the same old stuff, I feel like you're probably better off not connecting in that way, especially in the month of May. All right, let's see what else. We have honesty. I speak up when I have something to share. I am no longer afraid or fearful what other people cannot handle. So there could be a little bit of this struggle here for the feminine for the month of May where she needs to be honest with herself. This is like the honest kind of, having a talk, like the child wants to have candy for dinner, right? The child just wants to have as much ice cream as they possibly want to have until like they're sick. But as the parent, the parent needs to hold the kid accountable and to set healthy boundaries for that child. And so it's like having a talk with your inner child. The parent needs to come in and have a talk with the inner child that says, look, if we continue on this path, how is this helping the situation? Now, not everybody is going through this, so this portion of the reading might not resonate for you, and that's okay. But I just feel like this could also be some of the feminines here. The way that you're feeling towards the masculine is that if he is not ready or if he's still stuck in another situation, whatever it might be, you no longer want to deprive yourself, which is why the soulmate card came up. You might be opening yourself up to other things, and you're just kind of, being honest with yourself with some stuff, even if other people can't handle it. So some of you guys could actually tell the masculine, like, I'm not going to wait, or we're not going to be together in this way until the situation is resolved, or until you're ready. And even if he can't handle that, or it makes you feel like he's upset, it's like you're speaking your truth no matter what. And we have secure. I do not feel threatened by others' success. There is enough supply to go around for everyone. So to me, this is feeling secure within your moves, feeling secure with the decisions that you make, not feeling threatened, because sometimes that is a fear. It's a fear that if let's just say there's a third party. Okay, I'm just going to use this as an example. There's a third party, and you decide, feminine, that you no longer can be in that third party situation. And what I say, Good for you. Good for you. It's not ideal for anyone. It doesn't actually help anyone. It really doesn't. It just enables people to continue to stay stuck and to never make any moves. It's very comfortable to be in a third party situation for the person that is benefiting from both parties, but it's not good for the people that are on the outskirts. And sometimes one person doesn't even know what's going on. It's a lie. It's a deceptive thing. It's being hidden. But the thing is, we're afraid that if we pull out of that situation, that person is now going to patch things up with that person that they're with, or that they're going to be happy with them or get their needs met with that person. And what I have to say is that don't try to, kind of like you're breadcrumbing yourself at that point. So instead of doing what's right for you, you continue to kind of breadcrumb yourself and accept a crappy situation just so that person won't do this or won't do that. Or that maybe the other party doesn't like swoop in and try to like win the person over. If that's the kind of energy or the kind of situation that you're kind of stuck in, as hard as it might be, we have to realize that there's a lot of stuff that we need to really be honest with ourselves about at this point. If you lose someone, they were never yours to begin with. So it's better to just be secure with who you are and what you know, and do things that are right for you instead of making moves to ensure that somebody doesn't do this or somebody doesn't do that. Because when we do that, we're literally giving our power away. So that right there, for some reason, is connected to the masculine this month for the feminine, or for the month of May for the feminine. And it's about her really just having honest talks with herself, feeling really good about herself, and also really looking at what language she's speaking. Is it a language of truth? Is it a language of worth and value? Or is it a language of I'm desperate and I have no either morals or I have no worth, so I'm willing to just let you come and go as you please? So I'm not saying that's everybody's situation, but if it is, we definitely need to be honest with ourselves this month and really do the things that is best for not only ourselves, but in the end, actually, this is better for the masculine. The masculine is only going to grow and change if we do. So that's what I'm seeing. So why don't we now take a look and get some higher self messages here? What are some higher self messages here from this masculine to the feminine? All right, let's see here. Masculine to the feminine. Okay, so I just have to do something else right now. Please try and understand. And I feel like some of you feminines, you're understanding that this masculine may not be available, that he has some things that he has to do. He has some soul searching to do. So you're saying, okay, great, do what you need to do. But don't do what you need to do, and then I'm just going to sit here and put my life on hold and, hold my breath kind of thing. You're still doing you. You're still empowering yourself. If this masculine feels like he can just come back at any moment and he can take all the time that he needs, that's something that you got to truly ask yourself. What is the drive then? What's the rush, right? So I feel like that prompts something in the feminine. I can't handle your words right now, so some of you guys could be not speaking. So if there is that feeling here of, that non-communication, feeling very empty because there's no words being exchanged right now, trust that this is a phase. Trust that this is going to transform eventually. Your words linger in my mind. Okay, so this is a message for the feminine. If you've said something to your masculine, you don't need to say it again. You don't. Because a lot of times, like, we get caught up in our head, like, I just need to make sure that this person knows this, but you've already said it once. You don't have to repeat yourself. So something is lingering in the masculine's mind that you said, feminine. So let it marinate. He needs some time for things to marinate. He understood what you said. It's in his mind lingering. It's marinating in his mind. Let it marinate. You don't need to do anything right now. You don't have to make that communication. And we have, please don't take what happened personally. It's you, it's not you, it's me. So I feel like, because I was about ready to say it's you, not me, some of the feminines might feel like something that the masculine did was about her. And it's not. His behavior or lack of maybe decisions or whatever's going on here, this has everything to do with him and the healing that he needs to do, feminine. So I just feel like for the month of May, and I'm not trying to say like, oh my gosh, you guys aren't going to be able to come into union or patch it up, but it might just be that because of that number 5, there's a lot of growth through challenges and things that need to change in order for us to get back on track. Let's get the feminine's energies, messages, higher self to the masculine. So these are my twin flame journey messages, number 1 and 2. I see a little part of you in everyone that I meet. So it's like that song. Who sings it? Zora Larson, maybe? Maybe I got that name wrong. But it's Lullabies. It's a beautiful song. But I see a little part of you in everyone that I meet. And of course, that's only natural, feminine. It's only natural that you're going to see the masculine's face or something about him that reminds you, like when you hear someone or you see the actor on TV, you're going to see that it's just a part of your journey. And you might also feel like if you even try to meet someone new, you're still comparing your masculine to new people. And obviously that's not going to be fair. It's not going to be fair to anybody new that you're trying to get involved with. So definitely, use your own judgment in those situations. If you're just not feeling a connection with someone and you're still feeling stronger for your masculine, it might be fair to people to just kind of not get too involved. Maybe just keep it friendly at first until you're able to really give your time to someone else, So your higher self message to the masculine is, no matter where I go, I'm still going to keep you with me. I'm still going to, consider you. I'm not going to forget about you. And we have, I just want you to be happy. So some feminines, I feel, are ready to just kind of allow the masculine to do what he needs to do and to figure out his life. But I feel like you're going to also take care of your happiness. So this is a beautiful exchange. It's like an unconditional loving message here at the very end saying, you know what? I don't want to fight anymore. I just want you to be happy. So whatever that means, if that means that you're going to stay in your situation or you're going to stay stuck or whatever, then you know what? Then do what you need to do. If you want to choose me, we'll see where I'm at once you figure that out, kind of thing. But it's a beautiful message, actually. I can't take this anymore. Yeah. So some of feminines are feeling like, you know what? I've reached my limit. I love you, but I know I have to take care of me now. I can't take this up in the air. Maybe sometimes the third party energy can be coming up with this message. I can't take this anymore. It's just not something that I want to be involved in. It's not something that I like to feel. I know I deserve more, And you're all I've ever wanted. Of course, that song from NSYNC, you're all I've ever wanted, right? You're all I've ever needed. So tell me what to do now that I want you back. That's interesting. I feel like the feminine probably knows on some intuitive level that if she does move forward with her life, this masculine might realize kind of like when it's too late, when he's lost her, that might be what it takes, feminines. And it's not a game and we're not playing with other people's hearts here, but that might be truly when your masculine feels like he's going to lose you, that's when he gets that firecracker under his ass and does something different here. But if he continues to just see you as somebody that's an option all the time, or that you're always going to be there, that you're not going anywhere, that you don't have anything going on in your life, I just feel like you're basically letting him know, that message to him is that I'll always be here waiting for you. Might not be the best. Might not be the best message here that we want to send to him. So yes, we know that there is something about your masculine that just speaks to every part of your soul. But if something's off right now, we've got to allow time for transformation. And it's not going to be while we're trying to make something fit that won't fit right now. So it's about allowing that time and space for changes and transformation. All right, so let's go ahead and end this reading with some continuous energy here. So what is the love story? This is my Divine Love Inspirations. What is the love story that continues between the two of you? You know, just no matter what happens, what is the continuing energy, the continuing connection here? The continual ascension journey that never ends. Look, it's funny. I just said, what's your story? This is a once in a lifetime kind of love. Of course it is. You know, it's a very special story. It's your story. It's not going to look the same as everybody else. So sometimes you're going to get your friends or your family or people that are looking in that are just like, are you crazy? Why would you do this? Why would you do that? But you know what? It's your own unique, special love story. So, you know, it's just one of those things where even if you have to kind of like close the book right now and maybe reopen the chapter later on, that's okay. You know, you have the free will to make that decision. Knight of Wands. So that Knight of Wands to me is the sacral energy still being activated. It is the passion, the flame that still continues to burn. This tells me here that it is a part of your love story to continuously be magnetized, to come back together with each other, no matter how far away you are, no matter who you're with, no matter where you go, you guys will always be drawn back together. So that doesn't end, okay? It doesn't end. But the Knight of Wands is somebody who is exploring. They're finding themselves in the world. They're figuring out who they are. So that's a positive. So again, this is a reminder to, you know, expand a little, to grow, mature. Jupiter's energy, which is connected to Sagittarius, is all about philosophy and religion and our belief systems. So this is about part of your story to continue to ascend, continue to grow, continue to expand. And we can't do that if we're only focused on one aspect of our lives. We will need to travel a little bit and to live life a little in order to learn new things. So let's not be afraid of that. It's a part of your story, you guys, to explore a little too. We have Empower. Oh, I love this. I love this message. When you do well, I do well. And that's funny because that's the message that came up earlier. It was very much about feminine. When you make choices that are right for you, it actually affects the masculine in a positive way, and vice versa too. So you guys are going to empower each other with the things that you do. So continue to do well. And if you can't do well right now with each other, that's okay. Know that certain times it's not good to be with certain people. Certain times it's not the best timing to try to you know, make something happen. And when we just kind of let go and we kind of are truthful with ourselves and we say, you know what, this isn't working right now, that's okay. When we let go a little bit, when we're not hanging on so tightly, this can actually help to empower other people to want to rise up to our level. So you can see two people are in different levels here. So feminine, if you rise, it's like you empower the masculine to rise up to your level. But the only way that you can rise is by empowering yourself. So we've got to look at that. Got to look at that energy. Whew. Judgment Day. Pluto, Scorpio's energy. So, yeah, I mean, there could be something major around the full moon in Scorpio here on May 5th. Maybe you guys are going to kind of review where you're at. You're going to let go of some things. You're going to, you know, transmute some of that energy, do a purge, whatever it is. But we're kind of looking at our lives. We're looking at our lives in a really big way, and we're kind of making a judgment call on what's best for us moving forward. So I feel like there could be some sort of a decision that really impacts things moving forward. And they're big decisions. There could be the end of a karmic partnership. It could be the end of a karmic lesson. Somebody finally understands something. Tower moment, right? Somebody finally gets it. It clicks into place. Somebody finally realizes that, oh my God, life is too short. I don't want to continue to be stuck in a situation that I'm not happy in. That can go many ways. So we realize, you know what? I don't want to hold myself back any longer. And I want to choose life. So I don't know what that exactly means, but I feel like that can go many different ways for either the masculine or the feminine, or for your connection and your story moving forward. But all I know is that the answer is expansion. It's not staying stagnant and waiting and hanging on to something that might not be working right now. The only way for it to expand and to grow and to change and to transform is to let go of some of the energy that's just not serving, which could end up being a complete rebirth after that death, which is Pluto Scorpio energy. So maybe this is just some of your guys' hang-ups, some of your guys' feelings, insecurities, traumas, things that you need to, really examine within yourselves and try to work through and let go. That could lighten up some of the energy here in this connection. So feminines, since you are the majority of the viewers on my channel, definitely do your part in releasing a lot of the things that are no longer serving you. And I feel like this will definitely have some sort of an impact in an empowering, positive way on your story and connection. So don't forget to live a little. Don't forget to have some new adventures and choose yourself for a little bit. Maybe be independent, because the Knight of Wands Sagittarius is definitely someone who's very independent, and they're not living their lives for other people. They're living their lives for themselves. And it's not in a selfish way. It's in a very empowering, healthy way. So if you haven't been doing it, it might be time to make that shift. So that's what I have for you guys. I hope that you enjoyed this message. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Make a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about this reading today. And what else? Yeah, I've got some links down below if you guys want to donate to my channel. I have a couple of ways you guys can do that. Everything is appreciated. But anyways, thanks so much for being here, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.